have a bit of a dilemma. Let's start at the beginning and tell you the story of the innovative marine nouveau Encore. But before we start, I'm looking over and it's really disgusting. I haven't dusted or cleaned the glass in a long time. So let's do a super quick cleaning and then I'll tell you the story of the tank. I got this from Marine Depot. They gave this to me so that I could make some videos for them. This is when we just started our collaboration together, the 10-part series called Saltwater Aquariums Demystified. I originally made this 10-part series 5 years ago, I think, when I first started. And it was inspired by a YouTube person named New York Steelo. I'm sure some of you know exactly who I'm talking about. He hasn't been active for years, but his videos, I mean, he has over 30,000 subscribers, I think, and his videos have been watched millions of times, and all he has is like his phone or a simple camera, and he just places it, in front of a tank, and he just talks. But he has this infectious voice that's contagious, and he had this little catchphrase that started. He was like, "Hello, all YouTubers." So I was like, wow, that was really cool. I'd like to make something like that. So one of my first video projects I ever made, and it was a 10-part series. And the 10-part series, I think I just called it How to Set Up Your First Saltwater Fish Tank or something like this. And I was a total beginner myself. I'm gonna do what New York Steelo did. He seems to be pretty popular. So I took my iPhone, and you should check out some of these videos. I mean, they're terrible, but they have good content. And I literally just like take my iPhone and I set it up on a tripod and I start to talk. I was working full time. I was a campus minister, theology teacher, in all-girls Catholic school, right? So I didn't do this very often. So anyway, I made this 10-part series, right? And then I watch it like a year later and I'm just like, oh, that was so bad. I've learned so much since then. So I started to do a redo of the 10-part series, and I only made it like 3 or 4 episodes through, and I was like, oh my god, this is taking so long, I hate it. I started making videos again. We moved down from Seattle down to Palm Desert now, which is in the Palm Springs area, and so I went into it, right? I started watching tons of YouTube videos and getting some of the gear I needed piece by piece as I started making a little bit of money, right? And then Marine Depot came along and we decided to work together, and at first it was just going to be like a 10-part collaboration. That's what we decided, and we were going to see how that went. Well, we did the 10 parts, and it was a ton of work. I mean, it was so much work, but I knew that if I was able to like keep myself to that schedule to make a video every week, it would be like my first year of teaching, which is just total trial by fire. And I did, I kept to that schedule once every week. I shot it vlog style, and I went to all these different locations, and I tried to find like a location that made sense. So like when I was talking about aquascaping a rock, I went to this place down in Coachella Valley called Ladders Canyon, which had these beautiful rock walls. When I talked about fish and fish disease, I took a trip out to Long Beach, to the Long Beach Aquarium of the Pacific, and I filmed there all day. It was exhausting, but it turned out really well. And not only do I think the videos turned out well, but I had to up my editing game. I learned how to do all sorts of new things, watch all sorts of new videos. This tank was supposed to be a part of that 10-part series, and it was. Because in order to make this 10-part series, I needed something to show you guys on. So if I'm like, hey, how to set up your tank, or what kind of tank you're gonna get, or like how to do maintenance, I needed a tank. Innovative Marine have this brand new tank. It's the Innovative Marine Nouveau Encore. We decided to do a freshwater side, which I have zero experience doing at all, and then we decided to do a saltwater side, which obviously is kind of my thing. We start setting it up, and the whole point was we were going to build it as a part of this 10-part series, and then break it down. I was going to give it back, and then probably move on to something else. So I went out and I bought fish, a clownfish, a dartfish, and I bought a green bubble tip anemone, right? Huge mistake. I mean, I broke rules that I always say don't break, and I broke them. I don't have an excuse for it, I just did. The first thing was, this tank was cycled, but obviously when you add new livestock, oftentimes it does like a second mini cycle, right? So I added in all these things after I'd cycled it with the Dr. Tim's like fishless method, took a couple weeks, and I put everything in here. And of course, what happens? The ammonia spikes again. Not only that, but me being a complete idiot at the time, I was like, oh, I'm going to treat this like a quarantine tank. So I'm going to do a little hyposalinic. I have the salinity down at 1.020, like a complete idiot. Because what did I put in there? I put an anemone in there. And I have no excuse for it other than I had a momentary brain lapse that lasted an entire day. And I didn't realize it until after it was in there. What do? Panic mode set in. I'm like, I need to adjust the salinity. I drain water out of this and I add salt water in, and I quickly increase the salinity up to 1.025. What was I thinking? And as soon as I did it, I'm like, Matthew, you are being such an idiot right now. Like, you're killing all of your livestock. You are super stressing everything out. But by that point, it was too late. So what happened in a few days? Of course, the firefish dies. You know, no visible signs, but probably totally stressed out. I pulled him out, but the ammonia started spiking, and the anemone never recovered. Then, around that same time, my clownfish got spots all over it. I don't know if it was Brooklynella, if it was ick, if it was velvet, but of course, he died. Well, we finished up with the 10-part series. Then we decided we're going to go on to something else. I came up with this idea, that reef show, and that's what we're making right now. But here's the problem. What do I do with the Encore tank? I mean, the point was never to keep this. Part of that reef show and part of the content I make for beginners is to get in new tanks, to set them up, to showcase new products. You know, I also don't feel like I did enough content to really do this Encore tank justice. I just don't know what to do with it, and I'm feeling a little frustrated with it because it's such a wonderful tank, and I think it's time to move on to the next thing. So if you guys have any suggestions, let me know. Well, I think that's it. I don't think I have anything else for you guys, so